Okay, so I'm going to try out Safari again and try out some web pages. So let's try Yahoo over here. So trying it at the same time. Hopefully I don't mess up. You can see it takes a little over a second for iPad 2 to load up, but the iPad Air loaded instantaneously. Let's try loading another page. You can see this one ended up loading instantly, but this one loaded up the main page pretty quickly. Let's go back. Let's see about this one has with videos in it. The iPad Air loaded pretty quickly. This one took a second or two longer to finish. So let's try playing the videos.
After just the first Texans practice, Wade Phillips has already put his stamp on his new team.
I want to make it a game type situation where they go offense and they go defense. And they go...
So as you can see, performance is pretty comparable. The iPad 2 is a little slightly slower. Honestly, for $100, right now this one's selling for $400 and this one's selling for $500. This one actually I bought like maybe 2 years ago as a gift for my wife, and now they have this one. So it's kind of hard to justify spending $400 on such old technology when you could just buy something for a little bit more. I mean, $500 is still a lot of money. Let's see what other pages I could load. Let's try loading this. Again, this one loads slightly faster. Let's try going to the MSN website. See if there's a difference. MSN.com. So it just takes an extra second longer with the iPad 2 just for web surfing. So it all depends. Again, if you end up getting the iPad 2, it might not be upgradable to the latest and greatest iOS's. Like when iOS 8 comes out, that may become an issue. So that's why it might be in your best interest to have a newer iPad, like the iPad Air. So how about testing Zoom? It's like when I look at the different displays, well, let's just look at Zoom itself. Zoom, you can barely tell a difference. This is slightly smoother. At times this can become choppy. Let's go to weather. Let's go to forecast. Oops, weather. So when I look at the two web pages, I don't really see. The other thing I want to compare was the Retina display. When you have such a small screen, like 10 inches, for me personally, I don't have the best eyesight. They pretty much look the same to me. And you just zoom in. I really don't see the huge difference with Retina display. Maybe if I can look for images. If I go to images like on Google, I'll check Retina display wallpaper. Google, and I'll do Retina display over here also. Sorry. Okay, so let's try something like, it's kind of strange that the images are slightly different. Retina display wallpapers. So let's try this one. I'm going to view the image. So looking at it, even Retina display, it's hard for me to see a difference. I guess this is a little blurrier, but it seems pretty sharp to me. And so it's hard to say if you're getting a lot more getting the Retina display. Let's see if I can go to a different image. Again, you know, it's all your preference. I'm not an expert on any of this stuff. I'm just, if you can tell a difference in this video, it's pretty hard. I'm recording with an iPhone 4S, so some of this is very limited. View image. View image. Oops. Oops, that's not a Retina display. This one does look pretty clear. So looking at this one does look a little fuzzier, but it's hard to tell. Let's zoom in. So just comparing zoom and Retina display, yeah, it's hard to tell the difference between the performance and stuff. I can go to YouTube and do a test on YouTube also. Ready, set, go. Seems like this was more of an internet connection thing. This seemed to run a little faster. So let's see about looking at a video. So there's a new Angry Birds launch video. You can see the iPad 2 is still trying to load. And there we go. Let's try refreshing these. We'll do full screen for both. You can see there's no issues playing videos on YouTube. So overall, when you actually do test the iPad 2 versus the iPad Air, the performance is pretty comparable. Again, this is running iOS 6 versus iOS 7. We could look at maps as the last thing. We can try something simple like Disneyland. So I'll try both Disneyland. You can see that, oh, actually different locations, but you can see that moving around offers the same kind of performance, similar performance. Let's say let's try the White House. So I'm going to try the White House now. You can see it both loaded up pretty quickly. Both seem to run pretty much very similarly. So that's all. I just want to do a comparison video of the iPad 2 versus the iPad Air. There's some other things I can test. Let me see what other stuff I'm missing.